Hello, my beautiful mystic hearts, and welcome to today's love reading. Okay, so what I was hearing straight off as I was preparing for this reading is that it's been a time for rebuild, reflection, and rebuild, is what I'm hearing. So there's been a lot of healing going on. So it'll be interesting to see what the cards bring through in today's reading. So let's just get straight into it. So I'm going to do a check-in with you, just a check-in of your energy. We'll use the Lover Oracle cards today. Just do that energy check-in, just to see what's around you in love at the moment. And then we'll break down into your divine masculine as well. So typically when I get these pink cards, it means I am channeling the divine feminine. And just a quick reminder that this is not a gendered reading, so I will be referring to masculine and feminine energies, but you could be resonating with both. Just depends on where you are in your journey. And you could also be identifying or resonating with aspects of both the divine and the masculine as we're going through this reading. Does not matter what meat vessel you're in, though. So you could, it really doesn't matter about the meat vessel. It's just that within these type of connections, there is a masculine and a feminine energy to these. So let's get straight into it. All right, so the love oracle here. So we'll just see, as I said, just pull through your energy just to see what's around you at the moment, just to see how you're seeing this connection. We'll just get your energy into this. All right, so let's try and pull through a couple of cards here and see what's around you. So we've just had one card just fell out there. I will take it, but I do want to just split the deck first just to get your overall ruling energy, and then we'll get down into the cards. So just bear with me here. You can't make this stuff up. Twin flames came straight up. All right, so let's talk about that then. So clearly you are identifying in a twin flame journey. So you could either be identifying with a masculine or feminine. Like I said, though, these pink cards, I'm more than likely going to be talking to the feminine. So you will identify with the feminine in this twin flame connection. But this is definitely someone on your mind who you feel is your divine counterpart, who you are in a soul contract with. So like we will come back to that card. I'll break this down further, but that is the card in case you were wondering. So it's twin flames. Very interesting. All right, so let's just split this deck here and just try and see what comes through. Well, this is very interesting that these would come out. So firstly, we've got this twin flame card, which means, as I said, that you're identifying on the twin flame journey, that you've got a divine counterpart, this person on your mind. There has been some time, though, between connections here. So since the last time that you've seen this person, it has been some time. It also means that you have really been going through a time of healing, which is what I first picked up when I was preparing for this reading, as I said to you. So I was just getting that feeling that you have been in a lot of self-reflection, a lot of doing a lot of inner child healing work, really identifying your triggers, really understanding where your shadow comes from, what triggers your shadow, and then really understanding then how to heal out that shadow. So how to heal out that trauma, develop better coping mechanisms, develop better communication styles is what I was hearing. That there has been some separation or some time in separation from this masculine, but you've been using this time wisely. You've been using this time to do as what we should be doing when we're on this journey, is introspection and really that shadow work, which is what I was picking up on to start with. Then we've got the coffee cup here. So this is very interesting. So this is my my catch-up card. This is the contact card. Is that I feel that you feel or you have intuition about a message actually coming through from this masculine. is what I'm hearing. So you are expecting a meeting, conversation, savoring the moment. This also could be part of the cycle that you and your masculine are on, that you do go into separation for a while and then you'll come back, and then he will then reach out in a more of a friendly way, just to like test the waters potentially, or this will be how he comes through to you when he does. So this is, you know, just really putting his toes in, really, just to see if what your reaction is going to be, is what I just heard. But I think that you've had intuition about this. I don't think that this has actually come across your table yet. I think that this is what you're anticipating. This is what you think is going to come through. Is this coffee cup moment? Is this message, this contact from this masculine? But like I said here, this has been some time. If you are watching this reading and this is resonating with you, it means that there has been some distance between you and your masculine, and quite a bit of time here. All right, so let's really get a few more cards here just for your overall ruling energy. All right, so twin flames, that's pretty self-explanatory as to how you're seeing this person. That's way too many, and none of them came in the upright, so I won't take any of those. But like I said, I just get this feeling around just healing. It's such a healing energy around you. Like I said, I really think you've been doing a lot of inner childhood work, really looking at those wounds, really understanding your chaser dynamic, the reason why you have been chasing this person, or you, not recently but in the past, why you have felt the need to chase. Right. Bear with me. Gosh, they just keep, all of these keep coming out. I'm going to take the, we've got far too many here. I feel that we need to take these first two. I also saw photograph as well, but let's just keep going. We'll see if that, I feel like that photograph card should come up, but let's just see if it comes out or not. Once again, it's just way too many, and we've got engagement ring. The fact that these keep clumping together and they want to come out, I feel like there's just a lot going on with you. I feel like you've also potentially had a bit of a tower moment as well. All right, I'm going to, just because they keep falling out like a tower, okay, I'm going to take this as well. Let's just see here. So, of course, we've got twin flames, right? So we've just discussed that. So you do feel that this person is your twin flame, that you are in a divine counterpart connection. So you do see this person as your soul tie, right? Which means that you will understand this journey. It also means that you will have been on this journey for some time. All right. And like I said, I just keep getting this sense that you've really done so much healing at the moment. You've been really healing out that longing veil, that fear of abandonment. You've been really healing that out. So, which is to be very commended, I'll say. But then you've got snake here. So you've got competition, enemy, clever, malicious, look over your shoulder, the other woman. I think that this is a feminine energy that you have around you. This might not necessarily be to do with this masculine. I'll be honest. I feel that this is, actually, I might get a couple of tarot cards for this, but I feel that there's something going on here in your life just to tie you to this connection that you have got going on in your personal life. I think this could also be work-wise as well. I just heard that, but I think that this is a feminine energy that you've got going on around you that has been quite deceptive with you. I'm thinking quite hurtful and then quite deceptive. I think they've been quite malicious. For some reason, I'm just getting a real strong sense that this is to do with work. It could also be a family matter as well, but I think it's to do with work. I don't actually think that this is to do with your masculine. I'm getting that sense. I think this is just more about just trying to confirm your current energy and trying to just tie you to this reading. I'm going to get snake. So straight away we had the Nine of Pentacles, which is what I was thinking, right? And then we've got the Knight of Swords in reverse. They just came out straight away. So Nine of Pentacles is to do with your pentacle past. So once again, I think that this is to do with work. I think that this is just confirming it. And then we've got the Knight of Swords in reverse as well. So this is about dishonesty. So this is work. This is exactly what I was feeling. So if you're resonating with this, it means there's something happening at work. So Nine of Pentacles is also about, it's a beautiful woman. So it's a feminine energy. Just to confirm this, snake. So someone at work you probably see, or it's at least to do with your pentacle path. Someone that you have worked with in the past, but someone that you really thought that you could trust. I just heard that. Someone that you really thought that you could trust, but has really ended up stabbing you in the back. I just heard. And then we've got Knight of Swords, but then Knight of Swords in the reverse, which is all about untruths. There's definitely an untruth that's been said here to do. So I wonder if that might even come up again. Like I said, I'm not picking up that this is to do with your masculine. But then we've got Paradise as well. We'll come back to this, so we'll let the reading go where it goes. But it'll be interesting to see what else comes out for that snake. But like I said, I think this is work-wise. We've then got Paradise as well. So this is really ultimately, now that you're going through all of this healing, right, I think that you are stepping into this. You're stepping into it, into like a paradise, into joy, playfulness, oneness. I think you're really starting to step into a really abundant path here. Now that you're kind of going through this healing, this, like I said, this really amazing healing journey that you've been on. I think that you've done a lot of inner child work and you're really turning that cycle. I'm seeing the Wheel of Fortune card. Really turning a corner is what I'm hearing. And then stepping into, expansion, joy, playfulness. I've also heard just more positive ways of being, of doing as well. Maybe you've just started a new fitness program. I just heard that. So, but also I just heard, this might sound a bit random, but I just heard you started a new eating plan and a new gym plan. What I just heard, you're just feeling really positive about things. But we've then got the engagement ring as well. So we've got engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity. I think that this is something that you have been really craving for a long time. I think that this is really where you want this connection with your twin flame to go. I have a feeling that you may have also been engaged to this person, or at least engagement was discussed. So, that really serious commitment, I think that was that these were discussions that you both had before you went into separation. And this is something that has been playing on your mind a lot recently, is what I'm hearing. But then we've got moving into I like you. So I like you, so someone likes you, romance is blooming. You may also, I just heard, given the positivity that you're feeling about it at the moment, you might have actually just even gone on a dating site potentially. I just heard that, or you're thinking about going on a dating site. Which I just heard that you're in a lot of conflict about that. I just heard that because of this twin flame connection that you're in. So, romance is blooming, fun, flirty, wanting to date. I think that you want to, but it's this twin flame connection that you just can't let go of, is what I'm hearing. You just cannot move past it. which is to be expected especially if you're on this journey. All right, let's get a couple more just to confirm this. Just on the bottom here as well, we've got key to heart with the key. So welcome love, meeting the one, open your heart, getting together, perfect. This is how you're seeing your twin flame, yeah? So you really still see them as the one. They are your divine, is how you're seeing them still. All right, let's just keep breaking this down. So we've got twin flames. All right, I will take all of those. So we've got not today. I'm just going to deal with this. We'll get a couple more, but I'm just going to get this right. So we've got twin flames and then not today. So not dealing, hurt, avoiding a conversation, call, person, boundary, still angry. This is confirming for this reading that you guys have been in separation for quite a while. There has not been any communication between the two of you for quite some time, which is why, look, you have been thinking about getting out and dating again. Like I said, you might have even just put yourself onto a dating site, but you are seriously conflicted. And it's because, that you're avoidant, your masculine has been avoiding you. He has been avoiding a conversation with you. Why did I hear too that you are expecting a message to come through, but that if it does, like you've said, no, I'm not actually going to take it. I'm not going to deal with it. I'm setting boundaries. I just heard that. I'm setting boundaries. I'm not dealing with it. I've been on this healing journey now, and I'm just no longer going to be accepting what I'm no longer worth. Sorry, I'm not going to be accepting what I know I am worth. You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. That you've got really healthy boundaries set now. And so if this masculine does come through to you, this person who you do believe is your twin flame, if they do come through to you in correct energy, that you're just not going to be dealing with it. We then come to this snake as well. So this is what I was seeing is a work energy. I don't necessarily think that this is to do with your masculine. Like I said, with those couple of tarot cards we've got as well to confirm. I think that this is something to do with work. And I think this is more about just tying you into this reading and also just capturing your overall energy, that you are just not putting up with crap anymore. Pardon the language, but you're just not putting up with it. Is what I'm hearing. So breakup, separation, so stopping the pattern, right? So you're actually axing people who no longer honor you out of your life, is what I'm hearing. You're putting up some seriously strong boundaries. And that includes at work. That includes work. That includes, I just heard family as well. Like I said, you've been on this healing journey for quite some time, and you understand now what you will and won't accept from relationships, both romantic and also work-wise, friendship, family. It's not just romantic. And then we've got paradise and boat. So this was what we were talking about. This was what you're moving into. You're feeling really positive. It's this paradise due to this healing. And this is the boat. It always reminds me of the Six of Swords energy. So it's moving on to calmer waters, that you've been to a really rough period, probably to do with your healing journey. And you're now coming to the end of it. It's also like I very much see the wheel as well, that wheel of fortune, that karmic cycle closing out and you moving into calmer waters. And, so moving on, closing out those karmic cycles, which comes back to this row here, is that you are no longer going to accept what you don't feel is meeting your needs. All right, so what you need, progression, this is the energy that you're stepping into, which is really beautiful energy, can I say? It's very strong energy. All right, so we've got engagement ring. And then it came out again. So we've got heart with the key. So engagement ring, like I said, I think that this was spoken about, or this is definitely something that you wanted. I also just heard that this is something that you've seen in the 4D. You've actually seen in your mind the connection that you are supposed to be having with your twin flame. And this person still very much holds the key to your heart, very much. Even though you've been thinking about moving on, you've been thinking about getting out there, potentially dating. Like I said, I think for a couple of you, put yourself back onto a dating site, at least you were thinking about it. This person still holds the key to your heart. And if, let's be honest, if you see them as your twin flame, then of course they hold a key to your heart still. Just one more. I like you. Then we've got palm trees, so stability, security, growth, endurance, flexibility. So I think this is what you want from this person, is that stability, security, romance, endurance. I don't think that this was able to be offered to you when you guys were together, when you and this twin flame connection, you were together. I don't think that this person was able to offer this stability to you. And this is what you were going over in your mind, which is why you come back to here, which is why I think you're thinking about getting back out there again. Which is probably why you're watching this reading, is you're probably thinking to yourself, look, what way do I go next? Because you're wanting the stability, security, growth. You want someone who you can grow with. And you just, is it this twin flame or not, I think is the question on your mind. All right, so that's your overall energy. You'll know pretty much by now if this reading is going to resonate with you or not. But that's your energy there. So what I want to do is I want to get the tarot now, and I want to break down this connection, and I want to see what your spirit team really wants you to know about this connection. All right, so where are we? So what's happening with this connection here? All right, so I'm just going to get your energy through these. I've also got a bit of a no-nonsense energy that's come across me as well. So that's what I mean. I just think that you're in a real no-nonsense energy. Like you are not accepting anything, that you don't feel is worthy of you anymore. Which is all due to that beautiful healing energy that's now surrounding you, that journey you've been on. All right, so let's get these cards. Let's just get through here. What's happening with this connection? All right, they are flying out. Just bear with me. I'm just going to get this other card, which fell on the floor. Okay. So we've got 8 of Swords that actually came around. 8 of Swords and the King of Wands. They came out on the side as well. I'm going to take that in the upright. It actually came out like this. It actually came out like that, which is interesting. All right. All right, the Hermit in reverse. King of Swords in the reverse. 3 of Cups in the reverse. Okay. Just going to take those to start with, and I will get a confirming roll after that. These are really beautiful cards too. These are the this is the angel deck that I have. It always reminds me of the angels talking to us when I use this deck. So you could be feeling very close to your angels right now. All right, so we've got the King of Wands. So this is current energy around this connection, right? And so both of you might actually be in this. I definitely feel that this is your energy at the moment. So which means that you've been on this journey for a while. But this King of Wands, this is really, he knows exactly what he wants. He sits on his throne. He's very knows the direction that he's going. He is the king of action, right? Like he absolutely knows, which is funny that I was just getting that feeling when I was shuffling these cards around. It's just no nonsense. Like I know exactly which way I want to go, which I think speaks to your current energy. Like you're not putting up with crap from anybody anymore, is what I'm hearing. But also, I'm going to get in trouble for saying that. Please don't ban me, YouTube. But I just see that, yeah, that you are just not taking any stuff from anyone at the moment. The real King of Wands energy. It's a very strong energy. But also how you're feeling about this connection too, confirming that given that it's a King of Wands, I would also say that you could be dealing with a fire sign as well. So your masculine might be a fire sign. You might also be a fire sign, but I'm getting more the masculine. So Leo, Sagittarius. I just heard that straight away, but one of the fire signs. And then so really just a no nonsense at the moment. Very, very straightforward. You know what you want. You know what you're going to accept out of a relationship now. Which I don't think before you met this masculine you had any idea about that. This has all happened because of this healing journey that you've been on. This is a metamorphosis. I'm seeing that butterfly card. This is this metamorphosis that you've been on as a result of this connection. You would not have been able to step into this King of Wands energy if it wasn't for meeting this masculine, having this masculine come across your path, which is really beautiful. And then we've got the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords is very much around mind ache. So it's very much this. You're keeping yourself really in this prison, right? A prison of your own ideas, of your own thoughts. And I think that it's also a very anxious card as well. There's a lot of anxiety with the Eight of Swords. You also can't see which way to go. And I think for a long time that this was the blocker in your relationship. I think that this connection really did lead to a lot of mind ache. I think that it's really taken you quite a bit of time and healing to be able to get to this King of Wands energy, which means that there's been a lot of introspection here. Like you've really been doing a lot of work about going inward, about looking at your triggers and then understanding why you are triggered the way that you have been. Also, air sign. I was just hearing air sign as well. Could also be Gemini, I heard straight away. Libra as well. Those are the two. But really any of the air signs. But also just air sign energy. Like I said, it was a very anxious time. But I really feel like you're moving past this, really understanding what your triggers are. And then we've got the Hermit in reverse as well. So you really were, I'm actually hearing currently as well. So you have been, so a Hermit in the upright is very reflective. So it means that it's also Virgo energy, I will say that, but really taking the time out to really do that inner work, that introspection is that Hermit, really taking space, really looking at your shadow, really examining the shadow. The Hermit in reverse, though, actually talks to isolation. So it is definitely a reflective card, but you've been keeping yourself isolated, distant from others. I'm hearing that was also the dynamic between the two of you, between yourself and your masculine, is that distance. I just feel it was a real emotional distance between the two of you. I just heard that I don't think that this masculine could ever fully emotionally fulfill you, that there was isolation. You felt quite isolated in the connection, is what I'm hearing, which is all part of this shadow work that you've been doing, is looking at the reasons as to why you felt so isolated. You know, that real fear of abandonment veil that you did have on, also part of your mask as well. But you've been really looking to heal this out, is what I'm hearing. And then we've got the King of Swords. We've got the King of Swords in reverse. So the King of Swords in the upright is very logical. You know, he's very it's a very black and white thinker to me as well. But it's also a masculine energy that really understands his mind, understands his thought, is very emotionally just very mature in the way in his outlook on things, is what I'm hearing. He could also be a little bit cold, the King of Swords, I'll be honest, because he is such a logical thinker. But in the reverse, you know, we've got the darker aspect of that, right, which is really around manipulation. It's around it is a very cold energy. It's very distant. It can be really, I'm hearing the word cunning as well. It is quite a wounded masculine energy. It's also a very tough energy. Not a lot of compassion going on here with the King of Swords in reverse. Also, I heard the word vindictive. You can also be a little bit vindictive, which I think is what this energy is of this masculine that you were dealing with. I think that this was someone that really did make you feel quite isolated, and really was a King of Swords in reverse with you, is what I'm hearing. But this is the stuff that you're no longer going to be accepting anymore, is this energy here, is that feeling of isolation, that coldness. Yeah, you're just not going to be dealing with it. You're just not going to be putting up with it. And that you were an that this type of energy really then put you in that Eight of Swords energy, but you're just not dealing with it anymore. And then we've got Three of Cups in reverse. So Three of Cups and the upright is all around friendship, right? It's a very much a friendship card. And, you know, meeting and celebration as well. But in the reverse is actually, I'm getting a couple of things for this. So in the reverse is actually the third party card. So I think that this is how this masculine made you feel, is I think he made you actually feel like a third party. It's also the card of, I'm also hearing that you are getting to that point where you're like, actually, I don't even know if I want to be in a union with this person anymore. It's what I heard. I don't even know if I want to go into Three of Cups, because Three of Cups is also it's also a union card, a friendship union card, that you don't even know if you want that. So it's like that coffee cup card, right? That friendship, like that reaching out, that message, you know. But then in the reverse, I think you're thinking to yourself, do I even want this, right? Do I even want to have that coffee cup? Which I think is what you have, this intuition that this masculine is going to reach out. But I don't think you really necessarily even want that at this stage. Let's get a couple more here just to confirm this row. So your current energy is the King of Wands. Also how you're seeing this connection. All right, I will take both of these. So that one here, and then this here. So both in the reverse. So we've got Three of Swords in the reverse. Well, that's very fitting. And then we'll come back to that. And then we've got Knight of Cups, right? But then in the reverse. So let's deal with that. So we've got Three of Swords in the reverse. Three of Swords in the upright is heartache, right? So that is that separation between the two of you. It was the breakup between the two of you as well. So just a lot of, all of heartache, of the breakup, of the sadness, the sorrow. But you're coming out of that. You're like, nope, I've absolutely had enough of that now. I'm not dealing with heartbreak anymore. I'm coming out of it. I'm in King of Wands energy now. I'm no longer putting up with heartache. I'm no longer putting up with stuff, which is really a beautiful energy. We've then got the Knight of Cups, and this is confirming this Eight of Swords energy that you were in. So the Knight of Cups in the upright is all around, I will be honest, it's quite an immature, it's an emotionally immature energy. And I think this is how this person came through to you, right? Was this Knight of Cups. It's a very impulsive energy, just emotionally not quite sure how to deal with things, can sort of, give a love offer, but there's no real substance behind it. So can say things, like, oh, like, I just heard this, so this will resonate with at least with some of you. Oh, you're the love of my life, but yet not able to really provide any substance to that. That's a real Knight of Cups energy. Like there's nothing backing that up. And then this is in the reverse, which then is talking to heartbreak, is really what this is. So this Knight of Cups who came through to you, who wasn't able to offer you what you needed. He didn't have the emotional maturity to do it at the time. I will say at the time, and which then led to this heartbreak. Real heartbreak, which then put you into this Eight of Swords energy. But like I said, you've healed out of this now. You're healing out. You are not dealing with this anymore. All right, so the Hermit. So isolation. Okay, like I said, it's interesting how these cards are flying out the way they are. All right, so I'm just going to put these down. So 1, 2, 3. So confirm this row. So we've got Hermit in the reverse, but this is the Tower, which means this really put you into a Tower moment. This connection with this masculine. It really pushed you into self-evaluation. You were in isolation. This connection did make you feel so isolated, which then pushed you into the Tower. All right. And also I'm hearing that this masculine did actually leave you isolated, like actually physically moved away is what I'm hearing. Created distance also between the two of you, which came very, very shockingly. I'm also just seeing this number as well. So the number 16, and also this number up here as well. So the number 9, so 16 and 9. They could have so the 16th of the 9th, 16th of September. That's what I just heard as well. Which I believe, if you check that might even fall within Virgo. I think, potentially. But yeah, this caused a real Tower moment for you. But like I said, look at what's happened here, though. You've now stepped into King of Wands and 3 of Swords in the reverse as a result of it. So King of Swords, like we said, this is that real, almost vindictive energy. But then here is the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. Interesting, we've got 2 counterparts here as well, which means you still see this person as your divine counterpart, and chances are he still sees you as his divine counterpart as well, right? Especially because we've got the King and Queen here. But you are really wanting, you're sick of this energy and you want someone with action. That Queen of Wands, she's a really beautiful energy too, right? So she also doesn't take stuff, right? So she really knows which way she's going. She's also a very charming energy as well. So I just heard this, that potentially when this masculine met you, he might have also presented very charming as well. with you may have really pursued you. I just heard that. For this King of Wands, very charming, may have really pursued you, really made, really made you feel very wonderful, I'm hearing. But very quickly then, that King of Swords in the reverse energy came out. And then we got that Three of Cups in reverse. And then we've got the Star. So the Star is all around destiny. I think that you still see this person as your destiny. That even, I think that you go between the two. I think that you go between thinking, Three of Cups, do I really even want this person, or that coffee cup energy, do I really even want this person to be reaching out? But then you're thinking, no, look, this person's actually my destiny. I think that this is old energy, that you're hoping that this masculine has been healing out, that he's been on his own path to healing. I just heard own path to sobriety. I just heard that too. So that could be quite relevant. Addictions could be really relevant for this collective. You could also be on a path of sobriety as well. I just heard that, which would make sense. Like if you've, like I was hearing, new eating plan, or that sort of thing. So just healthier ways of living, which would make sense. But yeah, I think that you still see this person as your divine. And like I said, we've got the King and Queen of Wands here. You could also be a fire sign as well. Very good. Okay, so that's very much you. All right, I want to get into this masculine now. I want to see what's happening with this masculine energy. What cards am I going to get for this? All right, I'm going to get these little black cards as we get into this masculine energy. All right, who is this masculine? What have we got? All right, what's his overall ruling energy? What's happening here? Like I said, I think it's been some time since you guys have had any kind of contact. So that energy I was reading, I feel is quite old energy. I don't think you know this for certain anymore. So it'll be interesting to see what comes out in these cards. All right. Masculine energy. What's happening here? All right, so I think you guys are mirroring. Look at this, which would make sense if you guys think if you believe you're in a twin flame connection with this person. So you've got hands of cards and not enough. So hands of cards, so take a chance, risks, being strategic. He's still wearing a little bit of a mask with you, but he is thinking about it. I think that your intuition around that coffee cup, around him wanting to come forward, is that he's thinking about it. Look at this, taking a risk. Options, I've seen that real Two of Wands energy, just making a plan, trying to see really, if he does want to come forward or not. And then we've got not enough here. So frustrated relationships, lack of confidence, self-sabotage. This is the energy that he's going over at the moment, is that I just heard that he's asking himself, why on earth do I keep sabotaging everything that comes into my life? I just heard that. I think that he really sabotaged the connection between the two of you, and he knows that really badly. I think this is playing on his mind a lot, and I think he's thinking to himself, oh my goodness, like, why did I do that? Why did that happen? Which would make sense, like if you're moving into an energy that says, I'm not taking that stuff anymore, like I'm not taking that really strong energy you're stepping into, then your masculine will be feeling that, because if you are in twin flames, it will be going through the ties to each other. So he will be feeling that, right, that you are starting to really step into your power. And so he will be questioning it, like you'll be that will be highlighting to him, the things that he made you feel unempowered with, he made you feel like not enough. That will be really, really flowing through to him. yet. Let's just really break this down. All right, so ascending. Oh, fell on the floor. We've got not enough, so you guys really are mirroring. So you got that card as well. All right, camera. Way too many. All right, so let's just deal with these first. We've got camera. Then we've got not enough. Okay, so that's come out again. So that really does want to be out, that card. We've got cassette and then lightning. I think your intuition with this was spot on, actually. I think you're an incredibly intuitive person. So ascending, which is, transformation, obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase. So this is what he's currently going through. So he's also going through his own shadow work. I just heard that I think that I understand how frustrated you are, but I just heard that you will actually be surprised about how much healing this masculine has done since you guys met. But we've got transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, and also preparing for union. So like I said, I think your intuition about this masculine is true. Only because we've got the lightning card here. So my lightning card is about a truth that is just comes out of nowhere, a message that comes out of nowhere. It comes through to you like lightning, right? So you've got the coffee cup card. We've got the lightning card here, which means something's coming through to you. It's more of a confession to me, though. So you got coffee cup, which is more of that friendship, like, hey, how you going? Whereas this is like, I have something that I need to disclose to you. Like, I need to get this off my chest. Lightning coming through, which is why I think this masculine, like preparing for union, I think he really is thinking about you a lot, which is backed up here. Look, we've got camera and we've also got cassette. Right, so we've got so two cards of reminiscing, real Six of Cups energy. So camera, so reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learning from the past. Like he's got photos, memories of you. He is really in deep reflection on your connection between the two of you, on what happened, really on, I'm going to say it's crappy behavior. He's really reflecting on it. Like I said, I hope I don't get banned from YouTube. I just can't think of a better way to put it. And I'm feeling quite protective of you. So yeah, I just feel like he's really going over. He messed up here, and he knows it. But we've got not today. So not dealing, hurt, awaiting a conversation. I think that he has been avoiding this conversation with you for a little while. Like this conversation that has to come in, which means that there will have been untruths here. There's something that has to be revealed to you, is what I'm hearing. I think that you've had, whatever this is you've had intuition around this. You know that there's something that has to come through from this masculine. And then we've got not enough. I'm going to get a couple of cards here as well, but that's what came out, right? So he is thinking about this. Like he's thinking to himself, like, why do I sabotage everything? Why do I go through this? But he's trying to ascend from it. Like he's trying to come out of this, learn new cycles. All right, so we got this here. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Just as I was talking about truth, about a confession. Look at what just came out. So it says revelation. Like you can't make this up. Like it literally came out. Revelation. it's a truth. It's very much that breakthrough card, that Ace of Swords. Also, roses might be really important to you. That could actually be a significant symbol to you as well as roses. But this masculine is coming through with something. He has something to reveal to you. Like I said, there's been truths here kept in the dark, and you know about this. I'm going to break this further with, I'm going to get some the Broken Mirror deck, some pictured cards here. And here we go. So then we've got self-indulgence, so focusing on self-worth, time to heal, shadow work, self-appreciation. This is what he's been trying to do. He's trying to heal us out. He knows what's happened here in this connection. He understands his shadow. It also means that he understands the twin flame dynamic as well. He will see you as his twin flame. And I will get, as I said, we'll get another deck here to confirm this. But he's currently going through this as well, and this self-worth, time to heal. So are you, right? You both got those healing cards, right? You're mirroring each other, which is what happens. But definitely this masculine is in deep regret, and he's got something here that he needs to be talking to you about. He wants to come through to you. You've got something coming. Like I said, you've had intuition about this. It came up in your cards as well. All right, so let's get the broken arrow. The broken arrow. I always say broken arrow. Broken mirror, not the broken arrow. Broken mirror deck. All right. So let's just bring in this masculine's energy, and I just want to see what's happening around this masculine. Well, I've already had a card come out, but I will split this deck properly. Right, maybe I'm not splitting the deck properly because I was told to take those. So I will take those. And let's do, okay. I swear you cannot make this stuff up. Look at this. Twin flame, push, pull. Two of my twin flame cards, the actual twin flame, and then the card that reminds me of the twin flame with the magnets, with the push-pull dynamic that happens between twin flames. But look at this. You're both on this journey together. You both see each other as your divine counterpart. You're just both going through a lot of healing at the moment. This is a really tricky time for the both of you. There's just a lot of healing. There's a lot of karmic cycles that are happening at the moment. But here we've got, that runner chaser energy. You could also be seeing a lot of 1-1 as well. So 1-1-1, 2-2-2, a lot of repeating numbers. But just also, I'm just hearing signs and synchronicities. So you're probably seeing, you're probably very telepathically connected to your masculine in particular right now. You can probably really feel him. You can also probably see a lot of synchronicities around you as well. But yeah, just a real push-pull energy here, push-pull dynamic between the two of you. But also we're talking about a connection that that didn't have that balance. It did make you feel, as I said, inadequate. He was very cold with you here, which is interesting because I'm seeing these two people standing in front of this fire, which is all about warming, trying to warm up this connection. But I think he was incredibly cold and incredibly distant from you, which is a very avoidant energy. It's that veil, it's that shadow that the divine masculine wears, is that real avoidance. It's a fear of commitment. It's a fear of getting tied down. And it's just a fear of being emotional at all, is what I'm hearing. Just a fear of having any emotion, which means that this masculine will have been carrying trauma since a very young age. And it means that he will have been brought up to really not honor his emotion, that emotion, especially in a masculine, is not appropriate. I just heard that. So these are really significant scars. that he needs to be healing out. I think that he is on this journey. He understands the twin flame dynamic, which means he's activated. He understands this. All right. Really magic that you would both get the twin flame cards together. Really, he got a double twin flame, let's be honest. Oh, okay. I can't take all of these. Well, yeah, no, I can't, but I will take that one. All right, so let's see what's going on in this old masculine. What is happening? All right, so this is that first card to come out. Look at this soul contract. You cannot make this up. So not only did you got a twin flame card, then I split the deck on 2 twin flames, and now you've got the soul contract card, which means you guys are really mirroring each other at the moment. I would just say to you is that if you guys are disconnected, if the masculine feels that he is disconnected to you, that we've got 3 cards now on twin flame, soul connection, soul contract, that you guys will be so divinely connected that you literally have, these threads that flow between the two of you. And if you are being really, really negative about this connection, this automatically flows through to your masculine. If union is something that is on your mind, you need to be really positive right now. I'm hearing just being really, really positive. Talk really positively about this masculine. That's what I just heard. Be positive about this connection. Speak really positive of this masculine. Because he's really in deep reflection on you and this, and his shadow and what he did to you in this connection. He feels a lot of regret about it. That he's thinking about union. He wants to come into union with you, which is why I think that you have this revelation coming through. It also means too that he will be going through or has been through some significant tower moments as well. We've then got unemployed, so we've got broke, fired, living beyond their means. I think that this was a point of conflicts between the two of you. He may even have just, when I was saying, tower moments, right, closing out karmic cycles. If he's in this deep of a reflection about you, then chances are, yeah, he is actually going through a really tough stage. What else have we got here? What else have we got? Controversy. Look at this. Controversy, drama, scandal, truth coming out. You've got something on the way. These cards just keep confirming each other. You've got a message coming through. I would say it's not very long, but there's something here that he needs to reveal to you. But here we go, right? So we've got that sword again, that truth coming out. Scandal, drama. There's been a significant tower moment going on here. But yeah, look, broke, fired. Like I said, I just get this real tower energy. And then we've got these cards here. So we've got childish. This was, that energy with you. Remember when I was saying to you, it's a real immature energy, that Knight of Cups energy, that real immature. This is what he's thinking, this is what he's going over in his mind. This is what's in reflection around how he was argumentative, he was immature with you. This is really what he's thinking. I've just seen those roses again as well. I think that those are roses up there. I think they're orange roses though. I think this is a red rose. So I think roses is quite important to this connection. But then we've got infatuation. Well, of course, right? So he's still in a deep obsession, completely attracted to you. So of course, I mean, he still sees you as his twin flame, soul contract. And then the desire card. So this isn't going anywhere. Infatuation, desire, they actually came out together. Like that's not going anywhere. I'm just going to put something here. But that's not going anywhere. right? The infatuation for you, the desire, that's still very heavy in your energy. All right, I want to get a couple of tarot cards for this. I want to see this masculine, really what's happening with this masculine. So I'm going to go back to this tarot card again. It's all of a sudden gotten very dark in this room too. So I can't, it's too many. It's all of a sudden gotten very dark in this room too. So I don't. It's very interesting that the sun's just gone behind a cloud there. Which would lead me to think that there's some, like I said, tower moments, dark moments going on in this masculine's life right now. All right, these cards wanted to come out straight away, so I will take them. But we've got the Nine of Pentacles. Now we've got the Knight of Pentacles, but in reverse. All right, I'm just going to keep shuffling here. All right. The Hierophant. Oh. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me that came out. Seven of Pentacles. And then the last card here is the King of Pentacles. There's a lot around money here. There's a lot of Pentacle cards. You also could be dealing with an Earth sign as well. Not sure if I said that before, but you could also be dealing with an Earth sign. There's a lot of Pentacle energy here, but very much around finances, which we've got unemployed here, which is why I'm thinking that there's real tower moments going on around this masculine at the moment, and I think a lot to do with finances. So we've got Nine of Pentacles, soul contract, Nine of Pentacles. Well, the Nine of Pentacles is a beautiful energy. She's this beautiful woman. She's very stable. I mean, this is how this masculine sees you, as it's very stable energy. You could also be quite abundant yourself. So you could be very well established in your own career, but it's very much around stability, a real glow up energy as well. So the Nine of Pentacles, she's very beautiful. And it is a glow up energy. So maybe this masculine has actually seen you. So maybe through stalking on social media, or maybe you're on social media yourself and he can see you and watch you. But he's seen this evolution that you've been going through, which I think is just even more just reminding him of like, oh my gosh, like why do I do this? Why do I self-sabotage? Is what I'm hearing. And then we've got the Nine of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, but in reverse. So in the upright, the Knight of Pentacles is a very slow moving energy, but he's also an extremely grounded energy, you know, like he comes through stable. Like it takes him a long time to decide what he wants, but he comes through stable. So if you've got a Nine of Pentacles that comes through to you, then it means that he's really done a lot of inner work, and is really coming through at quite an abundant time in his life, both personally and financially. In the reverse, though, it's obviously completely the opposite to that. So it is someone who was not able to offer you stability. And like I said, it's interesting. This has come up under the unemployed card, which means, this is what I mean, is I think that he is still going through instability. And you would know this about him too, right? Like you would actually know this about this masculine. Is this Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. So a masculine that really is not feeling particularly financially stable, or someone that really has finances on their mind. And then we've got controversy. So this is that truth that he wants to come through to you with. So something that's been kept in the dark. But then we've got the Hierophant. Interesting that these would come up underneath each other. I mean, the Hierophant is my marriage card. Like, it is about institutions, right? So it's very much a very traditional marriage card, the Hierophant. It's also about the church as well. So interesting that would come up under drama, scandal. I think that whatever this truth is that he needs to come through to you with, it goes against the norm, is what I'm hearing, that it's not traditional. Whatever this truth is, whatever this thing is that he needs to reveal to you, it cuts against the grain, is what I was hearing. But he wants to reach out with this, and he ultimately then wants this marriage with you, is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that he is hoping that whatever this truth is that he comes through to you, that you are okay with it. That even though it could be quite shocking, that it's not, that it goes against the grain, that it's not traditional, that you're okay, and that ultimately it does lead to a serious commitment between the two of you. Which is the whole point of the twin flame journey, is to examine your issues, examine that childhood trauma, look inward, spend the time in separation going over your wounds that have to be healed out. Which is what I'm hearing is what this masculine has done. Like, he has really healed. Like I said, I think that you're going to be really shocked when he comes through, both by, this lightning, with that card that we got before, that lightning, that truth that needs to come out. But that ultimately he's hoping that by revealing this to you, that it will lead to this real stable connection. Ultimately marriage. I'm just keep hearing that, ultimately marriage, which means that you might have spoken about marriage in the past, which is probably why it was so hurtful when you guys did separate, because I think that there were words spoken here. But then we've got childish, but then we've got Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So once again, this doesn't surprise me that this came out. So the Seven of Pentacles in the upright is all around laying down seeds, germination, waiting for your manifestations to come through, like really laying down roots, in order for you then to move on to your 8, 9, Queen of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles is that start, really sowing the seeds. In the reverse, though, then his behavior led to a real blockage, right? That you guys weren't able to lay down those seeds together because of his childish behavior. And he knows this. Like, this is what keeps going over and over in his mind is, oh my goodness, he was immature. I just get this sense that he knows that he self-sabotaged here. He knows it. And he's really, really regretting it. And then we've got infatuation, desire. We know that. And then we've got the King of Pentacles. So once again, just confirming again. So King of Pentacles in the upright is ultimately what both of you want, is him to come through in this energy, right? King of Pentacles. That is a king that has his stuff together. He is so stable. He's honorable. It's a long time coming, right? Like, it's all like the King of Pentacles. Like, it takes a time to get here to the King of Pentacles, because it's such a slow moving energy, but it's so grounding. Like, it literally takes years. That King of Pentacles is real years energy. It's slow moving, but it's so grounded that when it comes in, that King of Pentacles, like you sort of just look back and you think, wow, like, it's just such a grounded energy. But this is in the reverse. This is what he wants to be. This is what you want him to be. But it's in the reverse at the moment. So, it's not a stable energy. It's not grounded. And he knows this, right? He's trying to heal this out. Like, he knows this. All right, I want to get what next steps are. Like, what are next steps? I think you've definitely got a message coming through to you. But I want to see what next steps are. Which deck am I going to get? So I think I want to go in the picture cards again. I think I want to get these back. All right. So when I'm saying next steps, I want to look ahead, just sort of like towards the next month, just to see what's sort of happening here with this masculine. So what's happening over the next couple of months? Next month. All right. I've already got cards coming out. We've got the soulmate card again, with addictive, with toxic love, right? So soulmate card, like, seriously, you cannot make it up. There we go again. So lessons. So straight under soul contract again, confirming that this is what he's working on. You know, he will continue to work on his shadow. And this is it. This is that toxic love, like, so drama, addictions, love, hate relationship. This is the connection with you guys when you guys were together. This is how he sees it. This is what he knows he has to deal with. Addictions were probably played a really, I think I might have said that before, but I think addictions really played a big part in this as well, which is why I think you're going down the path of sobriety. Potentially so is this masculine as well, but really focusing on addictions. So addictions can come in many forms as well. So it could be gambling, not, substances, of course, but yeah, really just trying to heal this out. So it's a real focus for this masculine. It's really healing out shadow, and also finances, I heard, is just a real focus for him right now. But also that he wants to come through to you. He wants to come through to you with this message, this coffee cup, this bolt of lightning. And it's come out again. So twin flame. You really cannot make this stuff up. Like I said, I think he's just kicking himself at the moment. Like, I'm just seeing this man just screaming, like, why did I do this? I also am just reminded to say, though, that yes, he might be very frustrated at the moment with what's happened, but it all has to happen in divine timing. And I think that you know this, and he will know this as well, but it all has to happen for a reason. So yes, he did self-sabotage, but if he hadn't self-sabotaged, then it wouldn't have led to the separation, which you guys absolutely needed in order to go and then start your separate healing journeys. And you wouldn't have been able to step into your energy to do the healing that you needed to do if the masculine hadn't done this. If the masculine hadn't put on his running boots and left you, I feel like saying he left you high and dry, because I think that's how you feel. If he didn't leave you high and dry, then you wouldn't have been pushed into your healing journey, right? Into that longing veil, which then brings around that real deep introspection. None of that would have happened if this masculine had stayed around, right? Which I think you both need to be provided, need to be reminded of, is that this had to happen. It all had to happen. It's all in divine timing. Neither of you would be in the space that you're in at the moment if it wasn't for him avoiding. As we're saying it, avoidance, in hiding, feeling guilty, no communication. He knows he's in avoidance with you. He knows that he was childish, that, that there's an avoidance here, feeling guilty, that there's no communication between the two of you. He knows he has to come forward. Okay, and then just your last card here is the X. We've got unfaithful love triangle, X in question. This is how he made you feel, right? Is the X. That third party, that real love triangle energy, which is what I picked up with when we were seeing that three of coins in the reverse, is that third party energy. He knows this. He knows that this is how it made you feel. And like I said, he's just so frustrated, but he wants to come through to you. He wants to come through to you with a message. I don't think it's going to be long until it comes through. I can try. I'm not sure if I'm going to be showing any more than that. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to try and get a couple more black cards for you, just to see. But I don't know if I'm going to be told or not. I feel like you're being told. That was a tower moment. Those cards just all fell off the table. It was really crazy. There we go. So tower. I feel like you're being told that you need to have faith. I don't think I am going to get the black cards, because I think you're being told that this is a layer you've got to get through. You have to have faith in this. You both do. You need to be trusting in divine timing right now. You do have a message coming through to you. But some things are supposed to be a surprise. I just heard that message. Some things are supposed to be a surprise. So what I'm going to do then, with that in mind, is I'm going to get you just a couple of guiding messages through from your team. So I'm going to get, just bear with me here, I'm going to get the Lover's Oracle. I'm just going to pull these out of the box here. So I'm just going to get a couple of guiding messages for you. So pull these out. Yes, some things are supposed to be a surprise. I just heard that. Okay, so we're just going to do these. So these are really beautiful cards. So the Lover's Oracle, just some really beautiful guiding messages for this divine feminine, please, as she thinks about her divine masculine. That's the first one. Just going to get a couple more. All right. All right, so we're going to get these. So these are the three. I'm told just three. Oh, four. Okay. There we go. So this was the first one that came up. And then we had, so let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims. It is simple. It simply allows and gives. So I think this is the connection that you really want between the two of you. And just a reminder as well, I'm immediately just seeing each other's space. I think maybe there was a lack of space when you guys were together. So just a reminder that when this masculine does reach out to you, which I don't think is going to be very long, to just take time out is what I'm hearing. Take time to think logically. I just heard that about this message that comes through. Take your time with it. Take space is what I was hearing. That I know how frustrated you are, but when this message comes through, also that this message might be quite shocking as well, right? Because this is something that goes against the norm. It's not, your normal type of truth that's coming through. Whatever that means. If this is your collective, that will resonate with you. But to give space here, give yourself space to breathe is what I was hearing when this message does come. All right, and we've got reflection. So give each other some space at the moment. Trust and have faith that all will work out. So very much this is what we've been talking about. So we've got two cards of space here. So giving each other space, but also giving yourself space when this message comes through. But also, what were we saying? Have faith and trust that all will work out for the best. It's exactly what Spirit was just telling me, is that I'm not going to be revealed anything further here about your masculine's plans, because some things should be a surprise, and that you need to have faith and trust at the moment. You need to be trusting in your team, trusting that everything happens for a reason, that everything happens in divine timing. All right, it is important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone. Instead of placing your focus on another, now is the time to give to yourself. So, just confirming exactly what we were just saying is that you need to be trusting in divine timing right now. Your team have got this in hand. That's what I just heard. And this is a layer that you have to get through. It's a layer about just giving back control and trusting in the journey. I'm also seeing that hermit energy as well, right? Just really reflecting. And also time to give to yourself as well. So if you haven't been, giving a lot of self-care at the moment, I'm just being told you should be giving yourself a lot of self-care. Also get out in nature. I just heard that. I think you're very in sync with nature. Get out in nature. I just heard that. Put your feet in the grass. That's what I just heard. And then for fear of completely losing light here, this will actually be your last card. So embrace. So each other you find, I'll start it again. So through each other, you find the missing pieces. This is, of course, talking to this beautiful journey that you're both on. And that you really have found the missing pieces to your soul. I just heard beautiful message, but just you found the missing pieces to each other's soul when you met each other. But you're going to just have to give space at the moment, space to yourself, and then you're going to have to trust in divine timing on this. But like I said, you have something coming through to you. You've got a message. This masculine is kicking himself right now. That's what I'm hearing. He's really kicking himself. All right. Okay. So that is the end of that reading. That was actually a beautiful reading. So thank you for letting me tap into that with you. I do wish you luck. Be good to hear from you about how you go with it. But that does bring us to the end of the reading. So look, if you have made it this far, then I would ask that you like and subscribe to this channel. And not only, of course, helps me, but helps these messages get out to those that really need to hear them, especially given that I'm such a brand new channel here. It really does help these messages get out. Beautiful. All right, so I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next reading.